Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the leaks that came out for tomorrow's drop here in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM, which is 3-point royalty. 23-point percentage leaders coming tomorrow to MyTEAM, including, obviously, Diamond Kiki Vandeweghe, Diamond Kyle KORVER, Diamond Glen Rice, who is a small forward. So 3 small forwards, basically. KORVER can play shooting guard. Vandeweghe can play power forward. I'm going to be totally honest with y'all. This is not a drop that I immediately look at and go, wow, this is an exciting drop. I don't know. Like that's not my first take by any means. Ty says slow down the pacing. I kind of agree, but this isn't any faster paced than the full throttle drop was. So I don't know. I don't have a huge issue with it as long as we're not seeing Galaxy Opals in a month or two. You know what I mean? Like I would like it to be pink diamonds as the highest tier, and we're not even getting a pink diamond in this drop, so we're not getting a pink diamond until Friday, but I'm sure we'll get another pink diamond in Friday's drop to make money because, of course, this is 2K we're talking about. Anyways, I'm fine with the pacing as is, as long as it stays like this for a while. If we start seeing drops with 6 pink diamonds next week, that's going to be a problem. But if it's a couple months between pacing, I'm going to have a lot less of an issue with it, in my personal opinion. So with that being said, I don't love that it doesn't look like this is a free drop. Now, fingers crossed we see tomorrow some sort of agenda or agendas, plural, to get some of these cards. Obviously, I would love free card grindable drops. I'm not shocked we're not getting those, especially with the auction house coming back. This doesn't really surprise me. The question is, will there be some good budget cards in this? That's probably going to be the #1 question with the drop, are we going to get some good budget cards? Now, 23-point percentage play leaders coming tomorrow in MyTEAM. Basically, year by year 3-point percentage leaders. I just want to look at real quickly the other type of names that we could be getting in this drop to see if there are other guys in here that could be good budget cards. For example, like honestly, he's tall. Daryl Griffith can dunk. He might be okay. Byron Scott could be a good 3-and-D. We are getting Kiki Vandeweghe. We'll probably get a Steve Kerr, but he probably won't be good because Steve Kerr's never a good card because he's too small. Glen Rice, we know we're getting. Dale Ellis could be solid. The question is 3-and-D. Like Brent Barry, super athletic. If we get a Brent Barry, that could be a good card. Steve Smith, that could also be a really good card. 6'8" shooting guards. Bruce Bowen. I hope we get a Bruce Bowen. That's a 3-and-D monster. That's the type of, we get a Ruby Bruce Bowen tomorrow, that's the type of budget card that would be a really, really good card for a lot of people's teams. Give you an option to guard the T-Max and the LeBrons and the best, most expensive cards in the game while also being an elite level shooter. Like that's the type of card I think we'd all like to see. Rip Hamilton could be another really good budget card. We haven't had Jason Capono in MyTEAM in forever. I don't know if we ever have. It'd be interesting to see if he gets a card. Steve Novak will not be good. Jose Calderon, I don't know. JJ Redick would not be a very... I mean, most of these guys, in all honesty, when you look at these names, are not names that jump off the page to me as, wow, great budget cards. But there are a couple here, like a Steve Smith, a Bruce Bowen, a Rip Hamilton, a couple guys like that we could definitely see some really good 3-and-D cards tomorrow. So fingers crossed we see cards like that. With that being said, the cards that we know are coming tomorrow, I mean, Dano Barros is a 5'11" point guard. Realistically, did he even have a card in 2K24? Let me see. Dana Barros, he did, but it was a 78 overall. I don't know what I'm supposed to take from this, to be honest. Yeah, hard to judge what a 78 overall card is going to look like when he's in Amethyst. So we'll see if this card is good. Obviously, all these guys are going to be elite level shooters, but this is a game where it's already kind of tough to shoot in the first place. So I don't know how to feel about this style of drop, to be completely honest. For example, Kyle KORVER. We obviously got the Ruby KORVER early in the year last year, who was one of the best cards early in the game, but that's because of how glitchy his release was. And I'm sure he'll be a great shooter again, and he will be better than this card. He's going to have mid-70s, high 70s speed probably. But unless we see a KORVER that is surprisingly good defensively, the value of this card for likely 150, 200,000 MT isn't going to make a lot of sense to me. I just don't think, especially where you have T-Mac as a free reward, that you can earn from level 40. Vince Carter, who's really, really good. A bunch of other good budget, like Gems of the Game 3-and-D type cards that you can use. I don't see the reasoning for paying for a KORVER, because likely he will be a really expensive card, and I just don't think there's going to be a ton of value in this KORVER card. I could be wrong, but that's kind of where I see that drop going. Glen Rice. Obviously, Glen Rice was the best card in the game, basically, in 2K24, but that was his Dark Matter. Well, the Glen Rice we're getting is going to look something closer to this, somewhere probably close to 80 speed. Yes, an elite shooter, but nothing special defensively either. Again, these are drops that is just like, I'm sure he'll be fine, but I have a hard time expecting him to be a great card. He's only small forward eligible, 6'8" with a 6'9" wingspan. Like, again, not a bad card, but for the style that I like to play, I don't think he's a card that will be all that worth buying either. I just look at this drop, honestly, and don't see anything that looks particularly exciting, I guess, is my personal opinion. And then you have Kiki Vandeweghe, who probably is the most interesting card, at least to me personally, tomorrow. Now, he also didn't get a card until, wow, he got one card last year, and it was literally day one. Did we get we've gotten a Diamond Kiki Vandeweghe in the past. Let me see if there's like a Diamond Kiki Vandeweghe from 2K20. Here we go. Diamond Kiki Vandeweghe right here. This is probably somewhat comparable to what this card will look like, and if he is capable enough defensively, where if he has 80-ish defense, you know what I mean, and then 85 speed, like 93, if he's mid-80s speed, mid-80s, or even low 80s defense, and obviously will be an elite shooter himself. Now, what jumper does he have? I don't know. But at the end of the day, this is the type of card where I could see him being very, very solid if and only if he is able to defend a little bit and has some decent speed. Like, he could be a really good power forward, especially, I think. Yes, he's only 6'8", but I think at this point in the game, if he is a solid, versatile defender where he has like an 80 interior, this could be a really good pick and pop early game power forward. He's the name to me that looks the most interesting out of tomorrow's drop. Again, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm exceedingly excited about this drop, because I have a hard time seeing these cards being super duper exciting. And actually, real quickly, I do just want to check. They are. We can look at what those cards are going to look like now. I just realized these cards are in here. So, Kiki Vandeweghe, tomorrow, 92 mid-range, 89 3-ball, 75 driving dunk, 80 ball handle, decent defense. I just realized this. I just thought of this. 82 speed, 76 field ball, 82 agility. Badge-wise, 3 Hoffs, includes set shot specialist. He's got gold limitless. Does he have any defense at all? He's got a couple of silver defensive badges. If you wanted to add defense to him, I could see this card being solid, but you're probably going to want to add some badges to him. And at the 4, I think the 4 is probably his better position, but then it's like, is he really that good? I'm not totally sure. Let me see. Are Glen Rice or Kyle Korver in here either? I got to find those cards as well. Give me a second, y'all, just to see if I can find those guys, because there's literally 300 diamonds in this. So, but if I can find Glen Rice and Kyle Korver as well, then we can basically look at their stats and their badges as well. So actually, give me just a second, y'all. Let me see if I can find those cards, and I'll come back and look at their stats and badges. Okay, so I did find Glen Rice, Kyle Korver as well, so we'll look at them, and then we'll call it a video from there. But Glen Rice, 98 offense, 87 defense. Card art's the same as his Dark Matter from last year, although obviously the card art will change. It'll be updated tomorrow. It's kind of neat that these hidden gems are in here, because we can literally look in here and see what these cards are looking like. 97 3-ball, 80 driving dunk, 86 ball handle. Not bad defensively, 81 speed, which is about what I expected, but not great defensively by any means. Again, gold limitless, Hoff set shot specialist, Hoff Deadeye, Hoff strong handle. I guess that's a decent badge. He's got unpluckable as well. Again, though, you look at him, he's like defensively meh. Again, really, really good shooter. These cards will likely make it easier to shoot, but for me, I want defense on cards, and I don't think Glen Rice is going to provide that at a super high level. And then obviously Korver, 6'7", 96 offense, 83 defense, 93 3-ball. Not particularly athletic, probably not going to be able to dribble at all. And defensively, he's very mediocre and only has 74 speed too. Like, Glen Rice looks very good as a small forward. Kiki Vandeweghe looks solid. Korver looks too slow and bad enough defensively to where he's going to be, I think, hard to justify, especially for what his price will likely be. So looking at those cards, those are tomorrow's main cards from the drop. Are any of them that exciting on paper, at least right now? In my opinion, not really. Will they be solid? Probably. Will they be insane? I don't know. Guys like Raja Bell and ML Carr, who are already in the game as 3-and-D wings, feel a little bit more better value to me. Honestly, Kiki Vandeweghe for his power forward eligibility might be the best of the diamonds anyway. With that being said, the most important thing for me tomorrow is that there are good budget cards. I'm not that concerned with the top tier cards, because I bet we're going to get really good top tier cards on Friday. I am more concerned that we get good budget cards tomorrow. So fingers crossed we see good budget cards. Let's wait and see. Plain and simple. Like, obviously, we don't know what the whole drop looks like, but that would be the best thing for me, in my opinion, is if we were to get a really good budget card or two that can really help out pretty much everybody's team. And I think that's the thing that we're most looking forward to out of tomorrow's drop. And y'all probably agree with me for the most part. With that being said, glad to know we're getting content. Today, I was literally wondering for a while if we were even getting content on Tuesday. But again, it's going to be very dependent on whether or not these cards are accessible, whether there's challenges to potentially get some of them, or they're accessible via the auction house, like they're not super expensive, and then also that there are hopefully some good budget cards. With that being said, that's where I'm going to call the video. Hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.